Hello friends, welcome to my channel Sushant Chesswise. Today we are at the next topic, that is understanding the world champions. We are discussing the games of Capablanca, how Capablanca used to play, and we are trying to understand his style of play. So we have this second lesson based on his games. This is the position. So we should first try to evaluate what's going on in the position. Look at the position and we see that white is a bit active over here. The knight is already on f5. Queen on d3, rook on e1, right? But black position is very solid. There are no weaknesses in the position, and black had played rook a d8 in order to get d5. So black is looking to play the move d5. White's bishop d2 and rook a1 are not that well placed. So black should consider the move d5. Another move that comes into consideration is knight takes e4, since the knight on f5 hangs. Many would go for that. But see, Capablanca rightly saw, after knight e4 blunder, there won't be knight e4 when just there is queen f5, but white has the very interesting rook e4, allowing queen takes f5, and now see discovered attack with rook e8. The queen on f5 hangs, and after queen d3, as I mentioned before, see the intermezzo rook f8 check. Now it's forced to take the rook after knight f8, just cd3, and white is a piece up. So the move ne4 is of course mistaken. Black plays d5. Now it's very clear that the f8 bishop is also open and white should play the move e5. After nd5 or ed5, things become much worse. Let's see, if knight d5, queen d5, d5, re1 check. And now see what happens. If rook takes on e1, then see just rook d5. The knight and the bishop both are attacked. And after bishop e1, rook d5, knight e3 forced, and then see bishop c5, we will see that the pawn on f4 would be lost. So this position is actually winning for black. So white goes e5. After e5, now see black pieces really become very active. Bishop c5 check, king h1. This is forced, since after bishop e3, there is the very strong knight f4. See, the queen is attacked, the queen moves away, then the knight on f5 would be lost. So outright winning position for black. Another, we can say, sort of intermezzo. So after king h1, knight g4. This much, of course, I think black calculated while playing d5. Knight d1, and here see, we have to find a move for black. What would you play if you are black? Black rightly tries to break the position. He goes f6. Idea is very simple. E takes f. He wants knight f4, exploiting the backline weakness. All one should see is the intermezzo knight e7 check. As I said, Capablanca would never miss such intermezzos. See, knight e7, if re8, then just rook e8, and now see, queen moves, then just f5 is lost, queen c5, and ne2, game over. Couple of threats. qf1 is checkmating, and knight g3, hg, queen h5 would also mate soon. Thus ne7 was forced, and now see, rook takes e7, f takes e7, knight d3, the queen is lost. It looks like there are two rooks for queen, but look at black's activity. The bishop, knight, and the d8 queen which joins the attack. It's game over. Only move h3, and see a typical Greco's mate pattern coming up, qg3, hg, and qh4 checkmate. So brilliant calculation, we can say. Thus here opponent plays h3. Now black wants to use fe5 followed by e4 to cut off this queen's attack or support on f5. So see, first knight f2, bf2, the rook is attacked, rook e2 almost forced. See, now comes fe. This is now almost winning endgame. See, suddenly the position has become from an active middle game to almost clearly better endgame now. See how. Rook f2, e4, only move nh6 check, g takes h6, queen d4, trying to block the center pawns here. If black gets d4, he would be winning. So what would you play as black over here? Seeing the blockading position of the queen, Capablanca goes qg7. Now he has understood that this endgame is almost winning. So the trade of queen is a good option. White should have played bishop c3 here. But after bishop c3 also, takes, and b6. Threat is to go c5. So f5 first, let's say, knight e5, b4 trying to stop c5, and now see, knight c4. We will see soon that there will be e3, rook e4 driving the bishop away, and then c5. So this position we can say is close to winning, but it would take some time to convert this one. White incidentally went queen a7, which is of course looking bad. The material is restored but the queen goes away. So see, black will get qb2 and then d4. The rook has to go away and see d4. Now the central pawn mass is moving and we can assure that position is almost winning. So he tries f5, but see again e3, useful intermezzo, rook e2 and knight f4. So the pawn was pinned and now see knight attacks the rook is trapped, position is winning. Only move bc1, saving the bishop. Now black has the good move qb6. All black wants is trade off pieces. After qb6 cb, the rook would be lost, it would be an easy win. So queen goes away and the point is to knight e2, he wants queen c4 check and take on e2 with the queen. So he gets that, but now again see good move queen a6. The queen is traded and then black gets d3 and winning position easily. So best white does is qd3 to stop d3, but takes and c5. It's already time to resign, because after g4, c4. This is where white chose to resign. See dc4 would just allow d3. Let me show you. Now e3 can't be taken with rook or bishop both. If bishop takes, then takes and d2, pawn queens by force. And if rook takes, then also rook e3, b3, d2, that is also losing. So, well, we can see after c4, it's losing position. See, remarkable game and a typical style. From a clearly better middle games, he goes into clearly better endgames or even winning endgames. That is main characteristic of his style. I hope you are finding these lessons useful and instructive. Do let me know in the comments below. Thanks for your time.